blow my, oh my God. I'm over this job here. I want to become a math teacher already, but I'll just pretend that I'm still president. Thank you.
Once you're president.
Hey. So today we're going to be doing verifying trig identities. You said this was like puzzles.
Yeah, it is.
You were totally right. Let's actually prove. I'll show you what this means, what the goal is. So please write the first one down. Cotangent over tangent. No, just tangent. Cotangent over tangent equals cotangent squared. So the idea is verify that this side equals this side.
Right.
So what we need to do is not mess with one side. Leave one side alone. In this case, we'll leave this side alone.
Okay.
And see if we can format this to become this. And once we see that they are the same, then the problem is done.
Yes.
Let's talk about it. Now, cotangent over tangent. Perhaps we could use some of this information to help us. Well, maybe if we're looking at this side, we could keep an eye on this side, like, ooh, maybe if we could turn all this to cotangent, we'd be done. Can we somehow turn what we need to turn into cotangent over here?
Yeah.
Like perhaps we could leave the top alone.
And then
This becomes
it
right
1 over cot. And then I cancel.
Is that
And then-
okay?
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, so again, we're leaving this side alone. So again, cotangent over 1 over cotangent. Could we do multiply by recip?
Yeah.
Cotangent of the angle, let's say times,
Cotangent.
yes, over 1, yes.
Or what?
Cotangent divided by 1 over
got it.
cotangent is the same as cotangent times the reciprocal of this. And what is cotangent times cotangent?
1.
Just say it. What is cotangent times cotangent?
Tangent.
Tangent squared.
Cotangent squared, that too.
And we are done.
Oh, look at that.
You see that? See, all we did was mess with the left side. We got the left side simplified down to cotangent squared, verifying that it's the right, and the problem is done. Any questions about that?
Nope.
Okay.
Easy.
Easy.
Yeah,
easy
it's kind of cool. You have to
lemon
find the in.
Yeah.
Find the in, into the Oval Office. Hashtag Oval Office. So here we go. Cosecant squared, 1 minus cosine squared equals 1. All right, prove that these are the same. Again, we're not going to mess with one side. In this case, we're not messing with one. We leave it alone, and we mess around with this.
Yeah, because cosecant is just
Sure.
cosecant is just 1 over cos.
What is cosecant? 1
Oh.
over?
It's 1 over sine.
Yeah, it
Sine
is.
over-
1 over sine.
Yeah,
1
we-
over cos. Come
Yes.
again?
1 over sine, we could do that. We could make that 1 over sine squared, sure. Right? You just try things and see what cancels, right? One of the rules we talked about was seeing if you could turn things to sine and cosine.
Oh.
In this case, we're turning this into sine and cosine.
Wait.
We're turning cosecant squared into 1 over sine squared. Any issues?
Oh wait, no,
Please.
you can just do
Identity.
1 plus cot. No, that's tan.
I would love to do identity. Which of these 3 does this one look like it's talking about?
The first one.
The first one, by doing what to both sides?
Dividing.
Subtracting, try.
Subtracting 1.
Subtracting cosecant.
Cosecant.
Right?
I'm going to write it over here. No, I'm going to write it over here. Sine squared plus cosine squared equals 1. I would love to get 1 minus cosine squared. By doing what to both sides?
Minus cosine.
Squared. Yes.
Squared.
Minus cosine squared. Minus cosine squared. These go. So what is 1 minus cosine squared?
Wait. Ooh, it is
Wait, 1 minus cosine squared is...
sine. Sine.
Yeah.
Sine. Yeah. So
Sine
sine
squared.
equals sine.
Almost. You have
Oh.
the right idea though. Let's first establish.
Oh, so sine squared equals
sine.
1 minus cosine squared. No, forget. You're trying to plug it in, right? I
Yeah.
don't want to plug it in yet, so you're
Okay.
ahead of me. Backing up. Are we comfortable that 1 minus cosine squared is the same as sine squared? Is that okay? So can I write sine squared here? All right. 1 minus cosine squared is sine squared. Now, any questions about issues with that? 1 minus cosine squared, sine squared? Now what do we do?
You would multiply
Correct.
to get 1.
Would it be?
Yeah.
How do you multiply these fractions? What do you need to do? What can you do?
Multiply by reciprocal.
No, multiplying fractions. What does
Oh.
this become?
Oh, it just becomes. Well, you can cross.
You can.
multiply. So it's just
Yeah.
1.
It is sine squared over here, sine squared over here. That becomes 1. You put a 1 here. Check. Problem done. Because it turned into 1.
Wow.
Yeah.
I feel like all these answers we're getting are 1.
A lot of them are 1, yeah. A lot. What do you think of this stuff? Honestly.
I feel like I did the problem wrong.
Why?
Because 1 is just like a.
Well, you're verifying that it turns into 1.
Oh, I see.
That's the problem. It's a verification.
I see.
I'll show it to me. 1 minus sine to the 4th theta
Ooh.
equals 2 cosine squared theta
That's
minus cosine to the 4th theta.
that seems like
Crazy time. Okay, let's go one thing at a time. Now, remember I created a brief list for you about strategies?
yeah.
Let's do the list again.
1.
One was turn everything,
Turn everything into
everything
sine and
into sine and
cosine.
putting it down. 1, try to turn into sine, cosine. Another was
Look for identity.
Look for identities.
I think that was all you gave. Was that all?
Yeah, that's the only one I gave. Now 3, look for factoring, which is happening now. Boom. This is going to be a factoring problem. I'm going to give you a sample. What is x squared minus 9 factor to? Factor x squared minus 9. This is called a difference of squares. Go ahead. You remember how to factor this? X and x.
Oh.
X
Oh.
minus 3, x plus 3.
X minus 3, x plus
Oh,
3.
got it.
If you were to FOIL this, if you were to distribute this, you'd get x squared minus 9. That's right. What about, how about 9 minus x squared?
X
What would
plus
go
3,
first?
X plus 3.
No, what would go
Oh,
first
x
now?
minus, x plus 3. Then x minus 3.
No, that's the same as this. These are different. Notice what's first.
Oh, it would be 3 minus x.
3 minus x
And 3 plus x.
and 3 plus x. Is that okay?
Yeah.
Any
Yeah.
questions? Okay. What about 1 minus x squared?
It is 1 minus x and 1 plus x.
Very good. What about 1 minus x to the 4th?
Oh, 1
1 minus
1 minus x squared,
and
1 plus x squared.
What about 1 minus sine to the 4th?
Oh, it is 1 minus sine squared plus
Times.
times 1 plus sine squared.
Wow. That was awesome.
Thank
Yes. 1 minus sine to the 4th is
It's
1
literally
minus sine
that.
squared, 1 plus sine squared. All right.
Okay,
So
write
let's
this
do
down.
it. 1 minus sine squared theta. 1 plus sine squared theta. Okay, now I'm going to remove all this training material. Okay. All right. Interesting.
Interesting.
I spy identity. We just did it.
It's cosine.
Squared. Yes, it is. It is cosine squared based on this.
Yeah.
Because you subtract sine squared on both sides, and you're left with 1 minus
Yeah.
sine squared equals cosine squared. Gonna put it
Oh,
down.
I know what we're gonna do.
I'm looking for identities. Should I told you what I was doing?
And then you can
I looked for factoring, then I looked for identities.
and then
See
you
that?
can divide cosine squared, right?
Okay.
Is that
Yeah,
what we
we're getting there.
can do?
We're getting there. We're getting there.
Because
So
then it
are
turns
those all the rules on the
into.
left?
Because then that turns
Yeah,
into
these
tan.
are all the trig identities that we need that are helpful. These are our strategies. Now we're here 1
I
plus
see it.
sine
I see it.
squared. You see it already?
I see it.
Now look, first strategy was to factor. We did it, right?
Yes.
Second, we looked for identity. Wherever they come up, there's no order to these strategies. 1 minus sine squared is cosine squared. There's another strategy we need to do now. Look over here on the right. What's the only trig function we're talking about over here?
We're only talking
Sine.
about.
Over here.
Oh, cosine.
Cosine.
Yeah.
So wouldn't it be great if we could turn all this to cosine?
Yeah.
Let's turn all this to cosine. This is fine. Can we turn sine squared to cosine?
Yeah.
What is sine squared written as only in cosine?
Only in cosine. It is written.
You want to see it again? I'm happy to do it. Do it here in blue.
Squared and cosine.
So I'm going to just rewrite that. This
Oh,
is the-
it's. Oh wait,
Yeah,
wait. It's
do it.
1
Yeah,
minus
Yeah.
cosine. Right.
that's right. That's totally right. That's totally right. Right? So again, the goal was I want to turn this sine squared into only cosine stuff. So if I subtract 1 minus, if I subtract cosine squared, I'll just spell it here clear as day. Sine squared equals 1 minus cosine squared. There it is. So I'll even put it in blue as well. So let's do cosine, rewriting it. So that was an identity. We did the same
So
strategy.
then, do we have to do the
1 plus, what was sine squared again?
1 minus cosine squared.
1 minus cosine squared. Putting it in.
Oh, we have to do. Oh wow.
I'm just doing it to make it easy on the eyes. And then close. So do you see the thing in blue, sine squared?
Mm-hmm.
Was rewritten as an identity 1 minus cosine squared. There it is. Simplify. This is cosine, leave it. 1 plus 1 minus cosine squared.
So we have to FOIL. Okay.
Not yet. I can simplify out. Can this inside here
Yeah.
simplify to what? 1 plus 1
One,
minus
it's
cosine squared.
2
2
minus
cosine squared.
Oh.
You're getting there. You're,
Perfect.
you're getting there. You're getting there.
Oh! And then we can. Oh my goodness. I
Distribute.
see.
Yeah. You'll
Yeah.
distribute. 2 minus cosine squared. Now, keeping an eye on this, yeah, it's going to happen when we distribute.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? DR, do it.
Fascinating.
Distribute.
Oh boy.
1 DR.
Okay, 2
Yeah?
cosine squared theta
Correct.
minus
Oh my god.
cosine to the 4th power theta.
Wow.
Look at that.
Hey boy, hey boy.
Look at that.
Look, full disclosure, I like this stuff. I really like this stuff. I think
Secrets out in the back.
yeah, so you know, I've always loved this stuff. This trigonometry. Whoa,
Whoa.
whoa.
That was close.
Don't trick or treat, you know what I gotta say.
Ugh,
Almost spelled the joke.
that
I
would've
know, I
been
almost spilled the
so
Joe.
bad.
Almost spilled my cup of Joe Biden.
Oh.
Okay, I think you're getting the hang of it. Let's do another one.
Another
more.
one.
Oh no, not another one. Minus sine there
Oh.
equals.
Wait.
Do you see it already?
Yes.
You see it already?
I do see it.
All
I
right,
think.
hook it up.
Is that the tan squared? The tan.
Multiple ways to do this problem. What do you
Okay,
want to do?
because I'm seeing the tan squared plus 1 equals secant squared.
I don't see 10 squared plus 1 though. I see this.
Yeah.
Ooh.
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 Ooh. And then that can just be
Ooh
cosine.
la la la. It's the way when we rock when we doing our thing. Go.
And then it's just cosine.
This is cosine squared.
Yeah.
I'm fine with that.
And then because
We
then
got
tan.
this. I'm bringing
Oh
10.
my god, I know this.
I'm bringing 10 down one time.
10 times cosine
Yeah,
cosine
because-
squared is sine squared.
Yeah, because if sine squared over cosine
Do it!
squared is tan squared. It's just tan
Brand it.
actually. But
Oh, you got me running too fast. Here, you got my nerves up. It got me excited.
oh my
I
god.
slipped into W. It got me excited. It got my nerves up. This used to be my home too.
See,
Baraki.
Baraki, is that?
Yeah.
Do all of the former
Baraki
presidents...
7.
Do,
Creed.
do all of
Baraki 7 is Creed.
do all the former presidents have nicknames for each other?
They better. That's what I would do.
They're all like they all call each other by their numbers.
Hey, Reggie! Yeah, by their numbers,
Hey,
yeah.
4, what's going on?
What do we do?
Hey,
You
Ronald
you
McDonald.
cross multiply.
Cross cancel. I know what you mean.
Or
Yeah,
can it
that
just
too.
be 10?
I want to keep an eye on this. I turn tan by your suggestion to sine over cosine. Here.
Cool.
I turn tan into sine over cosine, so I could cancel the cosine.
Yes.
What's left when the
Sine.
dust settles? Sine squared?
And that is exactly correct.
It's like the Bushes get an invitation to a presidential reunion, and they all get excited, and then there's just Jeb crying in the corner.
No,
We're cutting that out.
no.
We don't want to be partisan.
No,
Okay.
it's not pronounced Jeb. It's Jeb because he has an exclamation mark.
Oh, right. Yeah, yeah.
To
That's
this
some
campaign.
politics, yeah.
Jeb!
Jeb!
Jeb! Jeb! Okay.
Screaming. All right, prove that this is equal to
Wait, what does that say? Oh, 1 plus. I was like, it.
Yeah.
It caught.
it. Okay, look, these are pretty intense. It's pretty intense, but I know you could do it.
This is so much fun.
I like it a lot. Look closely. Can we... Is there anything hiding inside over here?
Yes.
We're gonna-
Yeah.
What do you see?
2 cotangents.
Okay, are you thinking about division, like
Yeah.
cancellation? It doesn't work this way.
Oh,
If the
just
fraction was reversed, you could do it that way.
Cosine... wait, what am I doing?
I see it. I see an identity. I see a Pythagorean
Factor.
identity.
Yeah,
Oh.
I see 1
Factoring
plus...
would work. It doesn't factor. Nothing.
Yeah,
This
yeah, just
factors,
kidding,
but
just kidding.
we don't want to touch
Yeah.
one side. I see 1 plus what?
I see 1 plus
Tan.
cot...
Cotangent squared is the same as?
Cosecant squared.
Bravo. Let's do that one.
Let's do it!
Let's do it. I see it too. Let's do it. So we have cotangent squared over, as you said, cosecant squared. Okay? And now, so that was an identity. We looked for identity there. Now what can we do? Which of these three?
Distrib. Not distrib.
Which?
Factor.
Which?
Distrib.
None of these
Oh,
factors.
converted.
Convert to sine cosine. Yeah, they're begging to be converted to sine cosine.
And cot...
What is cotangent convert to?
Cotangent is cosine over sine.
Can I
And
do it? So let's go equals cosine over sine. These are squared.
And
All over. This is begging.
all over cosecant, which is 1 over sine.
Situ.
That's French for that's it.
Okay.
All right. Ooh, remember this?
We can turn it into 1.
What is cosine squared over sine squared divided by 1 over sine squared? Does anything
Oh.
cancel?
The sine squared
They do. They do.
So it's just cosine.
It is just cosine squared. Yes.
So it does... Wait.
Pause. How is that? Is that okay? Is cosine squared over sine squared divided by 1 over sine squared. These go.
Mm-hmm.
It's like multiplying by reciprocal. You get the same thing.
Yes.
And now we have an eye on this.
Yeah. And then you could just do sine squared plus... Oh,
Yes, yes. What is cosine squared the same as? What do I do to both sides?
you add... You do plus sign.
Subtract.
Subtract? I meant in like the... Okay. In like the problem?
Oh, because then it's cosine equals cosine.
Yeah, because
Yeah.
I thought that you could just like
Yes,
on either
yes.
side because like cosine...
I want to... What do you mean on the other side? This or
Because
this?
it's... Because right now it's cosine squared.
Yeah, I
equals
want it to
1
turn into that. I want it to turn into that. So may I write, instead of cosine, 1 minus sine squared.
Yes.
Is cosine the same as 1 minus sine squared?
Yes.
It is.
Check mark.
What do you think of this stuff?
It's...
Okay,
I'd
thanks
prefer
for
to be
honesty.
asleep.
You know what?
I appreciate your honesty.
I actually really enjoy it.
I like it a lot too. I do appreciate your honesty. There are literally 2 more of these. 2 more verifications of identities. You're doing really well. You slam through them. Okay, remember this. Remember the sine squared plus cosine squared equals 1, so you could subtract anything you want to result in the other. Let's do, here we go. We got tangent of the angle plus cosine. Whoa, yeah. This is when it gets real, because we're going to add another strategy. Now we're gonna mess with only this side. Do you agree that we're adding fractions over here?
Yes.
Yes, we're adding fractions. What do you need whenever you add fractions?
You need to have the same denominator.
Look
And
for common denominator.
tan is just sine over cosine.
I just want denominator same. That's all I want. That's all I want. Common denominator. Look for common denominator. Common. Yes, yes, y'all. And you don't stop. Okay. What will the common denominator be between 1 and 1 plus sine? I may need to show you this one. It's not a big deal. The common denominator will be 1 plus sine.
Okay.
Okay? So in order to establish the denominator of 1 plus sine, we multiply top and bottom by 1 plus sine.
I have no clue.
Oh, I guess we gotta get out of here.
Is that really what that is? Is that a fire alarm?
No, I doubt it.
No, let's leave it. Yeah, the trig can't wait. No, it would be a lot louder if that was.
Yes. And also in here.
Yeah, and also in here. let everyone exit the building except the Oval Office people.
Yeah.
Okay, it's gone. So I'm noticing I'm multiplying this fraction by 1 plus sine over 1 plus
then
sine.
on the top, it's going to be 1 plus sine
Times tan.
times tan.
1 plus sine times tan. I don't need that parentheses there. 1 plus sine times tan.
And then on the bottom, it's just 1 plus sine.
Very good. Over 1 plus sine.
Plus
Plus cosine
cosine
over 1 plus
over
sine.
1 plus sine. And then
Have
you
we
just add them all
established? Yes.
together.
Have we established this common denominator? So we're allowed to combine the numerators now.
Yeah, you are.
Let's do it.
So,
Let's also distribute,
wait.
shall we?
Oh, do I see what we're doing?
Let's distribute, see what happens. Because we want to open this stuff up. So tangent would distribute here to these two.
Mm-hmm.
And we would get
So
tangent
it's
of theta plus, go ahead.
plus 1.
No?
Oh. Wait.
Here and here.
So wait. Oh. Plus tangent plus sine.
Sine. Yeah. Tangent plus tan sine
Mm-hmm.
plus cosine.
Yes.
All over.
2 sine squared theta.
Common denominators are already the same.
1 plus
so
sine.
just
1 plus sine, yeah.
Um,
As a demonstration for that, like what's 1/7 plus 2/7?
3 7.
Notice the sevenths remain the
Yeah.
same. The denominator remained the same.
Okay.
Okay, we got a lot of action up here. Honest to goodness, I don't know how we're going to simplify this yet. We're going to do it together.
Oh wait.
What?
Wait,
Wasn't tan plus sine plus cosine 1? Doesn't that all equal 1?
we
Wasn't that
would
something we
no,
learned?
we would need to turn it into sine cosine,
Oh.
and it's a squared stuff.
and this looks like a lot like tan, like the tan
Squared
squared
thing?
plus 1 equals secant squared.
Yeah, that might be the case. I don't see this squared yet, though.
Yeah.
I don't see this squared yet. Maybe we could turn to sine cosine and see what shakes loose. Shall we try that?
Yeah.
Sure.
Let's try that.
Let's try that. Let's turn it to sine cosine and see what happens. So, over here.
Tan, which is it's just sine.
Sine over cosine, yeah. Take this off. Leave secant. Wow, can you believe that all this is going to turn into secant eventually?
Whoa.
That's nuts. Yeah. All this is going to turn to secant. Okay, so we're recycling. We're bringing it back up here to the top. And we have sine over cosine plus sine over cosine times sine plus cosine. All over 1 plus sine.
Yes, that's
All right.
a lot. Yes.
That's a lot. It's a lot.
It's a lot to intake.
It's a lot to intake. In fact, yeah, let's go over here. I want to show you that we're actually going to need to do common denominator again, because this is plus cosine over here.
Oh, and then
What will the common denominator be between these three fractions?
Cosine.
Cosine. Does this denominator already have it?
yes.
Does this already have it?
Yes.
Does this already have it?
No.
What do we multiply top and bottom by?
Cosine.
Cosine.
Cosine. Very good.
So it's cosine squared
Over cosine. Yes. Let's do sine. You know what I'm going to do now?
What?
I'm going to get rid of the rules. They're on your paper.
Yep.
We need this real estate here. Okay, here we go. So this is sine theta over cosine theta plus sine squared theta over cosine theta plus, as you said, cosine squared theta over cosine theta all over 1 plus sine. We always bring that little friend along. Okay, we've established common denominator up here. Guys, this is epic. We're going to get it. Can we
And
combine the numerators?
Yeah.
All over cosine.
Yep.
Let's do it. So that would be sine theta plus sine squared theta plus cosine squared theta all over cosine
1
theta
plus.
all over 1 plus sine theta. Okay, look closely.
Are you about to do it?
There's an identity hiding up here. Make our lives a lot simpler.
Sine 0
it's-
equals 1 over cosine.
Sine
Theta.
theta equals 1 minus cosine squared.
Yeah.
Even better. It's the gold standard one. It's actually right
It's-
up there.
First one.
First one.
Yeah.
Sine squared plus cosine squared equals?
1.
Where's it hiding?
On the denominator.
No, the
Diminutive.
Sine squared plus cosine squared equals 1?
right there,
Right
there
here.
in the middle. Yep.
Can I write 1
Oh,
instead
yeah.
of these two?
Yeah, you can.
You're going to see it sooner or later. Like eventually you're going to see, oh, there's an identity hiding right in here.
Mm-hmm.
So now, let's take this off. Take these two off.
This is gonna take up my entire.
Yeah. That's the thing that a lot of students realize once they get and take ownership over this process. They realize that sometimes they take up the whole page.
I started, but then I had to stop because I lost page and I didn't want to go.
So that top becomes sine theta plus 1
Over
cosine theta all over
1
1 plus sine theta. Interesting.
Because sine you can. It's the same.
It's the same. Which two are the same?
Sine theta plus 1
is the same as
Yeah, but then you cancel, but it's not secant. But then you flip
1
it.
over cosine. Let's do it.
Ah!
I know, craziness. All right, I'm gonna get rid of all these now that this is gone. Okay, here we go. I'm gonna do the multiply by recip thing to make it really clear. So this becomes sine theta plus 1 over cosine
Yeah.
times the reciprocal.
So
1
then you
over.
it just cancels,
It does.
and then it's just cosine.
Where? Top or bottom?
The top is gonna be cosine, so then it's just
It's not.
really
No,
bottom.
close,
Oh,
close
the
enough.
bottom. So it's 1 over cosine, which is cosecant.
I know what you mean.
Yeah, you know what I mean.
Tell me.
It equals secant.
And that was what was
That was
originally
it.
on the
That's
Look at that.
that's actually.
right. It's yeah, I know. It like
That's
evaporates.
insane.
Like evaporates to that. Remember I said I was like, isn't it crazy that the whole thing is just gonna go dissolve into secant?
Is this what I'm gonna have to do on my homework at some point?
Yes, you will.
This
you will.
is. Oh my god.
You have one more in you. We must.
Is this so time consuming?
Uno mas.
Uno
It
mas
takes
of
up so
the
much
proving
homework.
trigs.
Let's do it.
Let's do it. Secant. Theta plus.
Is this gonna take up a lot of space too?
Yes. Equals cosine over 1 minus sine. It might actually, it might just go away real quick. Let's see what happens. Let's only mess with the left side.
Oh, it's not cosine theta. It's just
What?
on the end. It's just.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. All right, let's see if the left becomes the right. What's one thing we can do? Turning
Tan and secant.
Into-
two-
Cosine.
and
Sig, Abraham.
and
Abraham.
That's the first strategy we talked about, turning
And
Cosine sine.
turning everything to
yeah,
cosine.
and so it's 1 over cosine.
1 over cosine, just
and
cosine.
Then tan
plus
is sine over cosine. So
sine
they have the
over
same
cosine.
thing, and then you can just.
They do have the common denominator already.
Yep.
So what can we do?
Then you can add them.
Add the tops. That's 1 plus sine over cosine. Oh man, it looks like we're getting there, but we're not there. We're not there. I would love, like this is going to be hard, so I'm going to introduce you what to do.
Do you multiply each
Both sides by
side?
something, yes. I want to create an identity. I would love to
By
create cosine
cosine?
squared.
Okay.
Yes, yes, you're getting the hang of it. If you multiply both sides by, or top and bottom by cosine, I should say, over cosine, and we can distribute. Actually, let's not distribute. Let's just leave it for now. Let's go with, leave it factored.
So then
leave it factored. 1
it
plus
equals to 1 plus sine equals
1 plus sine
cosine
times cosine.
squared.
And the bottom's cosine squared. That's
and
right.
then 1 minus sine. What?
So at the top is 1 plus sine times cosine. There it is.
What did I do?
Over cosine squared. Okay.
Bam.
All right. Now this is an identity.
What?
Cosine squared.
What did I do?
What is the identity cosine squared?
Equals 1.
Minus. Would you like to see it again?
Yes.
Happily.
Oh, I see. But the. Okay.
I want to get cosine squared by itself by doing what to both sides?
Dividing.
Subtract.
Subtraction.
Okay.
Subtract
sine.
cosine.
I want to get cosine by itself.
Yeah,
sine.
subtract sine.
Subtract sine squared on both sides, doing red.
Which would equal cosine equals cosine.
No,
That means
cosine
It
squared.
equals
Cosine squared
to
theta
1
equals 1
minus sine squared. But
theta.
but that thing up there is 1 minus sine.
You'll see. Yeah, it's gonna go. It's gonna go. So let's write it all again. This is 1 plus sine theta cosine all over. Cosine squared is 1 minus sine squared. Okay. Bravo. We're almost there. Back to factor. Back to, there is a factor
I
going
see
on.
it.
Is this a difference of squares? You remember what we did with factoring?
Yes. And then you can't you?
So what's the factorization of 1 minus sine squared? Do you remember like we did 1 minus x squared?
Oh, it's 1. Yeah, so it's 1 minus sine.
Square.
Sine theta, and
One
the 1
plus.
plus sine theta.
Very, very good, you guys. Very good. 1, and then we have 1 plus sine here. And this is cosine.
And then that cancels out.
It
so
does!
it's cosine.
Ah!
Does! Gone! Gone!
You have
Look!
you're
Woo!
having so much fun right now.
It's there. I am. I totally am. You can tell. And this goes. And results in what?
Cosine.
Cosine over
Over
1
one.
minus sine, which was the original problem.
Boom.
This is pretty good.
Give yourself a hand. Go. Yeah. Clap it up. Clap it up. Oh, I'm going to introduce you to family tradition.
Hello, I'm President Barack Obama. In any approaching election season, it is of the utmost importance to vote. Your vote directly shapes the future of our nation. Simply Google how to register to vote for details in your area. I'm Barack Obama, and I approve this message.
Family tradition. On the fourth one, stop with me, okay? Okay, I'm going to try how it goes. Pop, 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 pop. 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, and then you do one more. Sorry.